Hey, it's time for another great Q&A. I haven't done them in front of the camera for a while. I guess it's been easier just to talk into a microphone. But got a request to actually appear back on screen, so here I am. Now, I've been busy as of late. I haven't been posting normal game reviews, and I'm going to get back to that. I'm sorry, I'm being held up by working on one, which was God of War. Now, as you can see, I have the game right here in my hand, and now I just got to get the gear to play it. So whoever I promised this to, sorry if I don't remember your name right off the top, I will get to this, as you can see. But I'm going to have to do a couple others while somebody digs out a PlayStation 2 for me. And that shouldn't be too long. He just moved. Anyways, so just a couple other things. Post another SimCity Society's video. Most of you've already watched. It covers game update number 4. And 2 new monsters in that to attack your city. Well, monster and a robot. But I'm going to work on a couple other videos for that. I'm going to work on some great video game reviews. I just got a Sega Genesis in. I'm really psyched, and it works great. I reached a milestone just over the last night here. Well, this is posted on the 24th, so it was over between the night and 23rd and 24th. Got 100,000 views. Now, a lot of people get that on one video, and some people get that a million times that. But that's good for me, and I appreciate everybody for watching and for subscribing now. So, got some great Q&A questions here from Dark Hades, and he's got actually 3 questions for me. And now, I like this guy's questions. He's got some pretty good ones. They're not, no, don't get me wrong, I love questions like, what's your favorite game console? But he has some really good ones that are in-depth. So let's go ahead and get started here. Question number 1. What was the very first online game released, and how was it perceived by people? Well, good question here. Now, it's kind of tricky to answer that one. Online, do you mean internet, or online, do you mean multiplayer on a large computer network? Well, the first one like that was in 1969. I found a really great article over this, and I've already posted news on it on the AVGRER website. If you go there, it's going to be shoved down a little bit because this video and some other ones are on top of it now. But if you look down, it's going to be called History of Online Gaming. I have a link to it, and it's written by one of the people that was involved, and it's really good. But from that article, it says Rick Blum, I hope I said his name right, writes a 2-player version of MIT's famous Space War for the Plato service. Plato was one of the first time-sharing systems dedicated to experimenting with new ways to use computers for education. Originally built in the late 1960s at the University of Illinois Urbana, it blossomed into a system that, by about 1972, could host about 1,000 simultaneous users. So that was technically an online game. Now, in 1979, Roy Trubshaw and Richard Bartle head up development of the first working multi-user dungeon, or MUD, MUDs as they're called today, on the DEC-10 at the Essex University, Colchester, UK. Now, see, that's another one. That's a multi-user dungeon, so we're getting closer. Now, the very first graphical game that was online, that was Neverwinter Nights. Not the one you're thinking of. Not the one built by or published by Atari and built by BioWare. No. This one was made just for the America Online Internet service. It says it was the first massively multiplayer online role-playing game to display graphics and ran from 1991 all the way up until 1997. During the first years there, from 91 to 96, it ran for $6 an hour to play it. And it was very popular, very well perceived. Eventually it became free to play as part of the AOL service. Now, it's kind of interesting about that, it was $6.99 an hour to play. People pay, what, $14 a month now. So you got to put that in perspective. That's crazy. All right, now, question number 2 here was, what game has the biggest world? I'm looking for a game with a massive world with lots of various NPCs online if possible. Okay, now to have the biggest world, guarantee you're going to have to go to MMORPGs. Now, there's a million of these things out there. Free, advertising enhanced, and pay for, obviously. I found one that boasts 15,000 square miles of land, not including the seas. That game is Dark and Light, and it is free to play. I think they also have a premium option to pay for. I believe it's at darkandlight.com. Let me go ahead and check here. Yes, darkandlight.com. And it looks really neat. Some of the other biggest game worlds, of course, is EVE Online, obviously, but it's in space. But I hear they have a lot of account security details. I don't know anything about it, as I don't play MMORPGs. Don't have the time. But this game looks really cool. It says it's the largest MMORPG you've ever seen with tons of NPCs. And the graphics, I recommend just going and look at the graphics, even if you don't want to play the game. The graphics are really good. I mean, they're top-notch quality. Alright, now the third question here is, there's a game that I play sometimes called Second Life, which is incredible. Has a huge world too, and the world is generated by people who play there. My friend said that every 50 meters of land is actually controlled by another server. Just wondering how this was possible to make it so that when you cross the line of the game, you actually are on a totally different server. It's a bit complicated. Actually, it is, but it's not every 50 meters. But it does work like that. Once again, I have another article posted up that I found talking about this on the AVGRER website. It's a peek at the Second Life servers is the heading. And by the way, if you guys are watching this, years or months or whatever, and they're not on the homepage, there's a handy search function on the right. Just type in anything to do with what I'm talking about, you'll find it. Now, this is from Information Weekly, and basically they call it Sims. Not the game from Will Wright. But reading from the article here, it says that the architecture of Second Life is based on the illusion of a virtual world built out of virtual land. Each geographic area in Second Life runs on a single instantation of server software. Really technical stuff here. Called a simulator or sim. And each sim runs on a separate processor on a server. So when an avatar walks or flies or swims or drives from one sim to the adjacent sim, it's actually moving from one processor or server to another. That's incredible. And they co-locate in California and Texas, which is quite a good distance from each other. I don't know the exact mileage here. The article does give it, though. It's, yeah, it's in there. It's basically, I think maybe something like 1,700 miles from where they're at to for the co-location. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it when people, let's say you're on the server in Texas and something you need from California, well, it pulls it over without asking, so you don't notice any lag time. But yeah, it's called a sim. And they even have it where you can watch other people going on in that. The software is just written to do that, and it's really cool. Hope that answers that question. Well, I believe this is the end of the Q&A. Don't really have anything big to announce or anything. I am working on a big video that's going to be, well, as far as the gaming world, controversial, and I hope it sparks intelligent debate, not just dumb comments. I hope it sparks some really good, intelligent talk. Alright everybody, I'll be back very soon with another video. I'm working on right now a SimCity's mod thing, how to install mods, and I want to show off the Morpheus Roads mod. That's really cool. Alright, good gaming everybody.